Daniel Jones was fantastic. He was fantastic. He really was. I mean, those numbers are eye-popping. That's ridiculous that an NFL quarterback has to be under pressure like that. He's under pressure like that most weeks. That's why I defend him a little bit. I know he's never going to be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, but I do feel for a guy that as soon as he gets the ball, instead of like the last few years where it's get the ball and like, oh, crap, let me duck. Oh, crap, let me duck. Now he gets to go, set how he gets the ball and he gets to pat it once, and then he goes, oh, crap, let me duck. I mean, that's the improvement we're talking about in the offensive line. I mean, the Evan Neal, the rookie right tackle, he got schooled by DeMarcus Lawrence and even Micah Parsons, who just got pressure in that. But yes, Mike, I mean, that was something that was really, and I think even if we just showed those clips again too, under pressure with nobody open downfield, that's the double whammy. And it isn't for Daniel Jones' ability to run and move. They get dominated last night. That game's not even close. His legs saved the day for 3 quarters. And just him avoiding sacks and making a throw on the move and doing that from here, from time to time. And it just is, it's tough to play quarterback. And, I don't like that the Giant fans don't support him a little bit more. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, too. It bothered me in the stands, too, that people always want to put it on him. It's not on him. The Giants' offense ain't that good. There ain't anybody to be scared of. He doesn't have a CeeDee Lamb or, a great offensive line or any of that. Cooper Rush got the throw with a great pocket all night. Daniel Jones was under duress the whole night.
Here's Brian Daboll, head coach of the New York Giants, on the performance of his quarterback Daniel Jones last night.
Thought he did a good job. Thought he made a lot of loose plays. I don't know, he had, about 80 yards rushing. I thought he did a good job keeping his eyes downfield when he could get out. He made a couple plays there at the end, that we couldn't quite convert on. Hit some drop passes. The last play that Diggs picked off, Sills fell down, and it was a timing throw. Again, I think he's making progress. It's tough after a loss. Nobody did well enough, and we understand that. But I think he's making progress, and he fought, he battled. He made some really good plays out there under some duress.
A point that you've made in the past that I still pay attention to with Daniel Jones, has he really accelerated the clock in his head? There was at least one time last night where he was getting chased down. It's like, dude, you got to realize you got to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, throw it away.
You got to do something. You got to just throw it away.
Yeah.
Because they're catching you.
Right.
They're going to catch you before you can do it. And I don't know if he just freezes up in that moment, if he can't do the spatial relationships between who's coming after him and how much time he has left. But you just don't see that urgency to make a decision, even if it is get out of the pocket and throw the ball past the line of scrimmage out of bounds so it's not intentional grounding. You take the incompletion and you move on to the next play instead of getting sacked. So, and I know it's a lot to process when you're in the middle of that storm. You know it as well as anyone. You've been in the middle of that storm with all the stuff that's going on, the pre-snap reads and the adjustments and what's going to happen when I get the ball. Can I trust this running back to pick up a blitzer if there is one? Is my offensive line going to crumble? Is somebody going to be open? The first guy, the second guy, the third guy. Now somebody's coming after me. What am I going to do? How much longer can I hold this ball? What do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? I just feel like Daniel Jones gets caught up in that vortex of what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now?
I don't disagree. He's gotten better, though. I think that's the big thing. We haven't seen, the Statue of Liberty strip sack fumbles, like totally oblivious to the rush, looking down the field. That hasn't been a thing this year, right? It's been better.
He's moving a lot more.
Right, he is.
Moving a lot more.
He is. I think he's, I'm sure Brian Daboll is showing him film of Josh Allen up there and going, hey, get out of Dodge. I'm sure Brian Daboll's telling him, listen, we don't have a ton of receivers and a ton of talent. You got to make some plays. You're going to have to do it. And Mike, yeah, you're right. You sit there and watch, and there's a lot where you go, oh, gosh, throw it away. I'm hoarse because I was yelling at him last night going, watch out, throw it. I was doing that the whole night. I really was. But at the same time, too, when the offense doesn't have much to offer and your legs and you scrambling like this right here and maybe somebody will come open, that's the way you have to play after play after play. Yeah, at times you cut it close there. But that's it's not easy playing quarterback for the New York Giants right now. It's not. And you couple that with bad offensive protection and then a receiving core that was noticeably not in the same class as CeeDee Lamb or Noah Brown. Like, they don't look the same in person. No one's scared of Sterling Shepard. I hope he's okay after his injury, or the other cast of characters. I know he's not. So, but
I just didn't know if you got the update.
No, what is the update? What is it? How bad?
Serious knee injury.
Yeah.
Serious knee injury, likely out for the year.
Yes.
I mean, it was obvious when he wasn't even doing anything, and he just fell down and grabbed his left knee. He tore. It looks like I don't want to be one of the folks who diagnoses injuries based on what we see on TV, but whatever it was nothing. It was just jogging,
moving,
his
leg
route.
got caught in the turf and something
Not
went
even
wrong,
that. Not even that. It looked like got shot in the knee. That, you know what I mean? Just like that sudden.
Right. And just went down.
He's just down on the ground. Yeah.
That's a shame. It's a shame because he's the one guy that Daniel Jones is comfortable with. You could see that when he scrambles or it's a big moment, they look for Sterling Shepard. But I think that also says the state of the receiving core. They need Kadarius Toney back. Sterling Shepard is like, you want him to be your number 3 option in your offense, not your number 1 go-to guy. So that's also where, again, I feel for Daniel Jones, and here is the injury. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see this. Wow. I mean,
just look.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, you're right. No cut or anything. Just kind of looks back, and the knee goes, and that's it. Man, it's a shame. It really is. But yeah, the Giants. It's going to be ugly for them all year long. This is the way they're going to have to play. I mean, that's what I was telling the fans in the stadium that last night. Like, listen, this is ugly. It's Graham Gano might be the best player we got. We just got to ride him and play that way. And it's going to be, hopefully some more ugly victories in the future. But the Giants don't have the horses to think that they're going to be special in the NFC.
Saquon would beg to differ.
Yeah, he's that guy. Well, you're right. He is, but that's not enough to get it done. Not compared to when you talk about the Cowboys, who got a few guys on offense, a few guys on defense. The Giants, it's limited when you start naming names.
Well, and I'm looking at the receivers last night, the targets, the receptions. Sterling Shepard led the way with 10 targets and 5 catches for 49 yards. All 3 categories, that was the top. Then you've got Saquon Barkley. Then you start having to think, what's this first initial? Who's this guy? Daniel Bellinger,
right.
I think. Richie
there you
James.
go.
Like, they're so obscure you have to stop and think, what's their first name when you only get the initial letter? And then there's Kenny Golladay.
Right, and then you get to that.
At the bottom.
Right.
3 targets, no catches. He had one in his hands, and he was turning to run late in the game.
Yeah, third
turning
down.
To run before he secured it, and out went the ball. He could have extended the drive there.
Also.
That was a killer. And what a bad investment from the former GM Dave Gettleman.
Thank you for that.
And I remember when that happened, Chris. No one else
was in the ballpark, right, Mike?
It was not even close.
Right.
They were bidding against air. It was just like, hey, we got this money and we got to go get somebody. He's available. Let's sign him. It's just amazing what a disappointment he's been for the Giants. And, hey, to his credit, he got paid based upon what he did with the Lions, but it just isn't working with the Giants. There's been some chatter that maybe he could be traded. But now they're going to they need him. They need Kadarius Toney. They need somebody to step up. It can't be David Sills.
Right.
Converted. I think he was a quarterback at West Virginia who became a receiver, was undrafted. When I saw his name, David Sills, I remember thinking, surely that's not the guy that was receiver at West Virginia.
Right.
But he's hung around long enough. To his credit, he's worked his way into the rotation. He had 4 targets last night as well. But you mentioned him earlier. He fell down on that route to or somebody mentioned it was a Dayball.
Dayball, the interception.
On that route. It was Dayball.
Right.
Yeah. So they just but what can you do?
I know.
We are in the throes of the season. It's not like you can just push a button and starting receiver walks through the door.
No, you're right. This is gonna be them all year. This is unfortunately it's like, hey, Dave Gettleman left us a lot of gifts that'll keep on giving the whole year. That's what we got here. We got a lot of crap on the roster. We do. They're doing it right. They're making chicken salad, out of what right now. With the way Brian Daboll and Kafka are coming up with the offensive game plans, Wink Martindale and his defensive game plans, they're creative, they're keeping them in it. But, you go through the defense, Mike, there's not much difference there in that conversation. We talk about Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. They got to do it all on defense. There's no marquee name to talk about. There's nobody that got close to Cooper Rush last night. He never even had a scramble or move in the pocket or throw a ball under pressure. Think about the game. Think about it, right, Mike? When you sit there, you go, well, you are right. Because I was sitting there, because without replay, I'm sitting there going, all right, let's make sure I'm been keeping track of the things that are going in the game. And I'm just going, man, every time Cooper Rush drops back, it's perfect pocket. It's let me stand there and pat and bake a cake, and then I'll throw to the guy that's open. So, the Giants are a rebuilding football team that's coached well and kind of tricking us right now with their 2-1 record.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.